Welcome back to Newbie for Hire and another motorboat build guide. This is a medium class aircraft carrier, larger than our light aircraft carrier. Will carry more birds. It will carry about 8 pteranodons or 7 pteranodons and an argent or 5 argents. I'm not exactly sure the exact amount for all the different birds, but it'll carry quite a few birds. This is what it looks like completed without a few plant X that we're going to put on it as well. So the build list for this one is 37 foundations, 2 ramps, 6 walls, 4 ceilings, 7 sloped wall right, 7 sloped wall left, 24 sloped ceilings, 1 ladder, 2 doors, 2 door frames, 2 giant hatch, 2 giant trapdoors, 26 turrets, 6 crock pots, 1 generator, 2 junction boxes, 1 straight cable, 1 bunk bed, 1 fabricator, 1 smithy, 1 forge, 1 fridge, 1 AC, and that's it. Now this is a PvP warboat, buildable on official PvP servers. No mods are used, and this will help you transport your birds around and keep them safe on the waters. Now this one, we're going to have a slightly different build at the start. We're not going to place the pillar like this. There's 2 ways we can go about this. We can try and place, what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 foundations across the middle instead of 3 foundations on the boat. So we could try and eyeball a foundation like this, but I don't really recommend it. I like to get things straight. So we're going to take the pillar, we're going to flip it this way, and we're going to try and eyeball this. We're trying to eyeball the pillar here and make it straight with the boat. Now to really get it straight, we could extend some put some temporary foundations, extend some ceilings, use the K camera to get a good scope on exactly how we're going to place this. But I think we'll be able to get it pretty straight on here, just eyeballing it. Alright, I think we got it pretty good. After they place this first pillar, we're going to place another one to the side, like this. Go ahead and destroy that one. I'm going to do one more where that one was, at the lower position. And one more again, back where that one was at the lower position. Then we're going to place our foundations, like this, not to the right, and that'll give us where we want it. This is the depth we want here for the most of the boat. We're going to go 1 lower over the rudder. And for that we're going to place 1 more pillar. And right there. And we're going to have two at the lower level this time. So we can make sure we can get that rudder. Go ahead and demolish this. And this is the foundation of our boat. 6 foundations here. Now we're going to do the thatch ceiling so we can extend this boat a little further. We're going to go 3 out at the sides. Make sure this is at the higher level, like that. We're going to go 2 at the front, 2 out at the front, 2 out at the sides. That go 4. They will go 4 back. We'll need to place foundations in 1 here in the corner, 1 here in the opposite corner, and then around this side. Again, make sure this one's at the higher snap point, and then 2 out like that. And back here we're going to go 1 more there, 1 more there. And then higher snap point behind the rudder, and again, and 1 more there, there. And we're going to do those 2, we can't place them yet, so it's going to look like this. Our thatch foundation, it's going to look like that. This isn't the final, that we're going to have 2 more ceilings on the front and 2 more on the back. Now we'll start placing the foundations under there. We can go under the boat or we can place them from above the boat. Doesn't really matter. Make sure that they're at the higher snap point on the ones that can do that. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and destroy these thatch ceilings. So now we're going to add, we got the foundations, we're going to add the 2 more thatch. This is in the front of the boat, away from the rudder, as you can see. Get those 2 more foundations under there, like that. And we'll get the same thing on the back. This is going to be 4 across instead of 3. So we need 2 more thatch, 1 for each side. Like that. And then foundations under those. Make sure these are at the higher snap point. Unlike the one I've placed here, so we'll destroy that one. Much better. Now we just have 4 left, and again we're going to have to make sure they're at the higher snap point. And then on the back, 2 more thatch for 4 across. And foundations underneath them. And that should be all of it. Missed the one in this corner. Alright, so here's what our final boat base should look like. It is 6 across going that direction and 7 long. So as you can see, so basically you build 4 wide, 7 long, 3 for the length of the boat, 2 in front, 2 in back, and then to the sides of the boat you go directly off the front of the boat here, 1 extra, and then all the way back to the back of the boat, and then 1 more behind the boat for the back. Now we're going to go under the boat, and we're going to go into the middle of the boat. We'll just go right under the rudder. I think that'll be a good spot for us. Place a pillar, another pillar, another pillar, 1 more pillar, and then we're going to place a ceiling and another ceiling in front of that, and a foundation under that ceiling. We can demolish this whole structure we built here, all the pillars and ceilings. Final pillar we'll destroy from above. While we're down here, we'll go ahead and place our 4 auto turrets, 1 on each corner of this foundation. These are for the protection of the underside of our boat, particularly against leads. We'll set them to all targets so that they can kill wild leads that try to destroy our boat. Alright, back up on top. Destroy that pillar. We'll set 2 ramps off the back. This one of these, only 1 ramp is necessary, but we like this to be aesthetically pleasing. We're going to go ahead and put a door over the right ramp, and a wall over this one. A sloped metal wall left here, and then a right on the opposite side. and a sloped metal wall left here, as you can see, and a right on the opposite side of that one. Now toward the front of the boat, we're going to go the other direction. Go left there, right there, and then on the other wing, left and right. So it looks like that. Then we're going to go a regular wall here and a regular wall here. And a regular wall here. We'll line it up with the sloped wall. They're flush with each other. And one on the opposite side, flush with that sloped wall. Then we're going to go on the back, facing that doorway. Right next to that doorway, we're going to do a sloped ceiling and a sloped ceiling, and then a regular ceiling and a regular ceiling, and a doorway. Forgot about the doorway. Then over this, we're going to go another doorway and another wall, and a doorway over this one. This is where we also do our ladder, and it's to get up this doorway. Then we're going to go with a sloped wall left here. You might want to back up to get an easier placement of it. Just make sure it's flush on top of that wall. And then the right on the other side. You might want to do the same thing. From the front, we're going to do a sloped ceiling, sloped ceiling, sloped ceiling 4 all the way across the front. And then we're going to do a regular ceiling off of this wall, and the same on the other side. Then off that ceiling, we're going to do sloped walls right and left, whichever one is the correct one. Just like that. And then sloped ceiling again, and again right there. And then we're going to do slope ceilings all the way up, both sides over here. So all the way across. And up both levels. 4 slope ceilings. And the exact same on the opposite side. And for the ceiling, we're just doing 2 giant metal hatch frames. Just make sure they're lined up correctly. And then just stick them in just like that. And the doorways. And that is the completed frame of the boat. Here's what it should look like. One off the back, little doorway there. Sloped front, sloped sides. 2 giant hatch frames. Here's your entrance to your boat and your entrance to the roof. You'd have to, at that point, jump like that. So you have easy access to the inside of the boat and the top of the boat. So we're not going to make the same mistake as last time. So we're going to place at least a few of these turrets right away so we can get the generator correctly. The ones at the far extremes. But I think we've got it no problem. And then on the front tip, at the corner, and then the opposite corner. We're going to place the wiring over these center little beads here. Try and straighten it out. And then right over that foundation should be where we want it. Now we're going to need a junction at the front of it and a junction at the back of it. Just like that. And it looks like we got them all. So straight cable just covering this first foundation and the box generator, and that'll get them all. Now for our amenities, we're going to want to pack them in either in this back entrance point, without blocking our entrance of course, or this front part, because we want the whole rest open to carry our birds. We'll just start with the smithy, and we'll put it in this corner here. And then a fabricator right next to it. Forge next to that. Next to the smithy. And we'll do a fridge in front of the fabricator. Or behind the generator. Doesn't really matter. Just like that. Bunk bed, we can stick it back here, or we can stick it at the entrance. Doesn't really matter. Figure we'll stick it back here. Air conditioning, we'll put that over the box, over the rudder. I'll get a little bit of that AC while we drive. We should still be able to access the boat. Might want to put it somewhere else so it doesn't block birds, but I think that'll be fine. It's fine for me. Most of the birds are going to be parked here, and then all along this wall, and then all along this wall. Should be able to comfortably fit 8 pteranodons. You could probably squeeze in 10 to 12. I've personally had 7 pteranodons and an argent in here, but you could fit more. As for turrets, let's we also don't want the turrets blocking too much of our bird area. Stick one there. Stick one there. And then another one here. And one more next to the entrance, facing the other direction. Should give us pretty good coverage inside. This is about how we want it to look. On the outside, we're going to do a crop plot here. Remember, don't put the Plan X in until the very last thing, because they will take up an extra slot, and we don't have any extra slots. And then a Plan X on the opposite side. Just like that. And then for guns, we're going to go off the front, one more right off the front middle here. Or sorry, the back. This is the entrance to our boat. So we've got 3 off the back. We'll turn these on. And a turret on this corner here. A turret in the middle, and we can line it up off this little grid thing coming down. And then in the other corner. And then this one in the corner we already placed. And then we'll do another one in the middle of the front here, lining it up off this little line again. And then that one in the corner we already placed. And then the next corner. And the middle. And the final corner here on the bottom. Then we're going to go to the top again. And we're going to place on the back corner here. And the opposite corner. And then in the middle, we'll just stick it right between the 2 frames, hatch frames. And then the opposite side. And then in the corners, facing the front. That should cover us for all the gun turrets. So 3 on the back, then 4, then 4, then 4, then 3 on the front. We're just going to place 4 more prop plots We do one on this flat part here, and then on the opposite side. And then our final two crop plots we'll put in the middle here. We'll line it up off that line down the middle again, and then on the opposite side. And that should be everything we can carry, and it is. All right. Now that we're finished, that's when you place your plant X in our crop plots. And that is our finished boat. Ready for war on the high seas. Again, you can place the turrets or plant X however you want them. I think this configuration is probably the best for defending your boat. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, feel free to post them. And subscribe if you want to see more. We'll catch you next time.